Greetings everyone, hello and welcome back once again to Anno 117 Pax Romana on the hardest things possible. Well, the hardest part right now is my own city, is fighting my own city with, well, their fire safety, with their health problems, and also with my finances. Because despite the fact that we got 25,000 denarii, we don't have enough money right now to settle on another island, which is something I should consider. I mean, look at the opponents. They have multiple islands at this point, and I'm just sitting at 2, and this will definitely limit me in the nearby future. So settling on another island is one of my goals. The other goal is increasing the size of my fleet. For this, let's push out the third warship that I would like to get going now. And every one of them, yeah, costs me 35 farmers, which is just a lot. And workforce, it's the biggest problem really that we have. So I would like to continue expanding my city to its limits, right? So yeah, we have clear limits where I can settle, and then that's it. I think for this city center, or for this city district, we're already well equipped. I can increase the range a bit by having then some paved roads later down the road, but yeah, that's pretty much all I can do right now. I'm probably gonna keep a bit of a distance here for another service area, and that's about it, right? And then we might have something bigger over there as well. I can turn in the next contract again to get me some more money, and as we can see, there's Kaizo, and he was trying to attack me here, but with a bunch more ships, it's getting harder for him now to achieve that. Let's get them back home, because I still have a few specialists that we can also equip. The Legion has been researched, that's pretty great, so I would like to continue now with my soldiering, and that means that we are starting now to have the armory. So we already have the furnaces rocking. Also coal, I can see, is going down. I still have another slot up here where I can have the next charcoal burner for the 83% efficiency we can squeeze out of this. And then we basically need, well, reinforcing my salt production that we have here. We should be able, like this. It's possible, right, to get this one going. Then I need to have another pig farm. We still have one more lined up down here, ready for building. There is a bit of a bug here that if you blueprint the pigs, the farms disappear once you actually build the building. So I need to build them again. Not a big deal when you know it, but it was a bit distracting at first. The same applies to mountainsides, by the way. So if I place this one here now as a blueprint, and then I'm trying to build it, it's not possible, right? So I always need to build the farm outside of a blueprint. Then it's working. The same appears for the farms. Funny bug, that is. That's my salt. And now we can go ahead with the tanneries. We already have 2 here. The tanneries do have, though, the penalty for the surrounding area. So I'm also going to move any future tannery now over into this area, because I really don't want to mess around with my population. And then, last but not least, we already have the armory. Once again, something I could have in the city for the income boost, but I'm not doing this, because this was just increase my fire possibilities again tenfold. Let's have one for now, and another one in blueprint here, because I'm not entirely sure how many of them I'm gonna need. I just know that I'm gonna need a few of them. Alright, my first trading ship is going down. Yeah, pirate gets more active now. I will not be able to save this one here, so we're probably gonna lose that. Not the biggest issue. It's a bit annoying though, so I will also need to build me another civilian ship. We already have one more waiting. Probably will need to do some patrolling out here. Get things done. Alright, once again, we upgraded our city status. This is a bit confusing right now. It's because of religion. So we pushed again beyond what's possible with... we pushed to the next tier with the religion. And sometimes we drop again. Right, that's because of my belief penalties that we get right now. And outside of sickness. But workforce is now golden. Let's build me one. And with that, we have now... yeah, an armory production up and running. Since we do get a bit of surplus leather out of this one now, so it should be twice as what we need. So we got the 3 and the 2 are being used. I could actually get some sandals in, right? We are producing 1 ton of sandals right now. So let's use that to get me another sandal production up. And this is something we definitely should have then in the city, thanks to its population boost. Income boost. I think here in my smaller artisan district, this looks nice. And with that, we get the next sandals coming out of this. Let's have the first Medici here. I didn't even had one yet, so I'm gonna have this one here in my service area with the fire station and the police station to also give me a nice health boost there and make sure that we can fight off diseases. I got one here, one here. We could have another one up here, but that's not the block for it. This is the one. And does this one have one? Already have one here. Perfect. We have lots of farmer workforce, so I would like to use this to upgrade a few more people, especially here. And then also over here. And oh yeah. And there my ship sank. Where are my warships though? Because okay. I told them actually to attack. And now he's attacking my warehouse. How dare you? And we are under attack for the first time. I do not have any other warships right now available. They take quite some time to build. Yeah, there we're coming in. This might be pretty dangerous for us, since those ships are doing a lot of damage. They can continue shooting while they're on the move, right? Okay. Look at that damage. That's taking me by surprise there a bit. Okay. You should be able to shoot though, please. This is also strange, right? when you tell them to attack and the pirate ship stops, my own ship also stops. When it just should keep up. Okay, let's get the loot. Hopefully there's something nice here and repair my ships. So I'm just glad that we also finished now the research on repairing, right? So I can have my repair station. I'm probably going to have one here. Because I don't have space there anymore. So I'm going to have the first one here. And I still cannot build on the ocean, right? So I will need to have this one there. What did we get out of it? Please tell me something nice. 5 tons of sails is not something I can live with. And more sails. Let's keep the ships here to repair, lick my wounds. We continue in Lindisfarne because we have developments here. And that is the Wettle and Daub. And look at that. What is going on with him? Neff. He's got now 1, 2, 3, 4 islands. That I can see at least. He's probably got more than that. This island is not great that he took it. Because getting out of this region will be a bit more difficult then. The first one is that we can upgrade more people again, which is something we should absolutely do to get more smiths that we're gonna need here. And second one is now that we can start with the cheese production. That is something I would like to absolutely do. And we can also have the service buildings now. That is the Phantom for the knowledge boost, but also the recreation ground. And I think I'm gonna go with this one as my primary, service building right here in the center. Make a good connection here, boosting my city statuses for this one. The Phantom can be also built a bit further away over here, but for this we need tiles that I don't have at the moment. Now let's move a bit further, into the marshlands again, because we are about now to build my cheese production. I think we can enter here again. There you go. Yeah, with that weather it's hard to read. And move all the way here for another warehouse now. And then we can start with that. And the ox farm is something you need to build in the marshes. And it has a ratio of 1 ox farm to 2 cheese makers or dairies. And let's just check out how much we need in Capua. Because right now my cheese demand is not even a ton, right? So we can calculate with 2 tons. And Lindisfarne also should get its cheese. So I would say, yeah, with 3 tons I would be way too much already. But I would be safe. So let's try that. That means I need 3 ox farms. So that's actually not that much when you consider all things. Number 1. Number 2, right in here. At this edge, and then we could have a third one right across it. Right over there. And that's the whole cheese production we're gonna need for now. That's a lot of workforce that we're using. So I will probably need to continue my expansions. I'm just gonna have me another block over here. Let's build them. We'll need to keep expanding a bit further over here then. Right. Where we have then the road. And somewhere along the line, so let's just have them here being blueprinted. Probably a bigger block like this, with some ornaments in between. That's this area here, the major colonia. And then we can have a nice marketplace over here again to boost my population. Sanitary measures has been researched. That's great stuff, really. Nice booster. Getting this health boost for all of that. By the way, the Vigiles have something similar, so I'm considering going for this. We need another Officium permit, 12 minutes, and then we got the fire safety increase, 18 minutes. That's gonna be pretty nice. And the same we have here with the day watch. So let's also go ahead and get this one in. Now for the dairies, they have a very good bonus to happiness. So I would like to have me a warehouse somewhere here probably, right? So that we can supply all of these dairies. And we're gonna need a lot of them because they don't produce that much. So 6 would be my minimum that we can have. Though I'm not gonna build 6 right away. I'm gonna build me 1 here. And I'm gonna build me another one here. And the third one probably somewhere down here in the harbor area. Right, so that's half of that. And then we can have a bunch of them once again here in my artisan area that we have. And let's just squeeze some 3 in here as well, just along the marshes. That should do fine. The production will be now at 2 tons, right? So as you can see, Lindisfarne is satisfied with that, which is also now their next demand. Population income boost, and also food is then finished with them already. Let's also go into this beach area there a bit in Lindisfarne. I'm probably going to use this area, this road, because we're going to need more cockle pickers. That's something I can have then here. Can we build them already here in the ocean? No, we can't. Cannot do this. And another eel grabber here. And this one's actually getting touched by this warehouse. Perfect. That means we can have a bunch more houses over here as well, because we need the workforce. Now, the dairy is only with the smiths, so I can build at least 2 more. Right? With the oxen, it's still absolutely fine. And we now have a production of probably close to 4 tons now. And now we can establish our first inter-regional trade route. And the shrew might be my go-to here. Could be quite a dangerous trade route. We're gonna need this one not only for the cheese though, but also for the discovery in the research tree. So that we may continue with more tech. And let's just see if we have the entry point here. We are between Neff and Sara, and if we are up here, we take our island and Sara. I'm not expecting to go with Sara just yet. Neff might be a problem, but Sara is certainly not a problem. So in this case, the shrew, you can start on this, and the shrew is now gonna take the cheese 2 times because the volume will go up, but he's also gonna take me some tiles that we bring back because I do need them. And I might also consider getting some weapons over to Lindisfarne to start my own army over there. Let's establish this. And there's the discovery, the Albionic researches, and with that the production is running. What we need to do though is also setting a minimum of stock, right? So I'm gonna say 10 tons minimum here in Lindisfarne so that we don't deplete anything. By the way, in Albion it's gonna be way more problematic keeping this trade route safe. So the exit point will be in the far south. As you can see, that's quite a distance to cover though, and we got this Neff Island here in between. So I'm really worried about that, and that means we will need to also start the ship building in Albion. I didn't do this last time I played this game, but it's absolutely necessary at this point. So I'm gonna get me a shipyard over here as well. And for this, we need to start our own production. Yeah, probably right here. I mean, why not at the edge of town? It's really not a big production that we need for that, right? So, one hemp farm can actually supply 2 rope makers, which should be fine already. I'm gonna have me that one here. Yeah, I could even have a second one in here. No props. And for the sail maker, I need exactly 1 sheep farm, right? And this can already supply now 3 sail makers, in fact. In my new beach area on the other side of Lindisfarne, we can have then the production. So up to 3 would be the case for this, right? We will definitely need to have... Oh, I still don't have the vigilantes. All right. Let's have the police in here. And then we have the sail makers, and now I need the rope makers again. And there are once again these very long buildings. Let's have 3 right here. And that's the maximum that I'm gonna need if I build another hemp farm perhaps. But yeah, that's the maximum. Means also up to this point we can probably expand the city, because I'm not intending to make this bigger than it needs to be, right? And up to this point we could add some more buildings. Main problem is that for all of that we need tiles, right? So I need to wait for that ship to arrive. Back in Capua, my ships have been repaired. My 3rd warship is out, so we got a jolly good band here now. Of an attack force, a striker force that we can use. And I will also need to, yeah, get my olive trading back online. And for this we have finished another Pentaconta, and off it goes. And there are no pirates here at the moment, but they will be there again. So, of course, I need to continue building more warships. We can and should afford 2 more. Very good. These 2 I will use as patrols then. Next is something that I absolutely should start now, and that's finally the aqueduct, right? And we do have the materials for that. And we can start with having the first aqueduct source over here. This makes the most sense to me, because it's pretty high elevated, and aqueducts need elevation. And I can take 1, 2, and 3 districts in with that. So this is a very powerful aqueduct source. The only thing is, I thought I had another tile available here, but I don't. So I need to delete this road here. And probably this one here too. They still have the road on the other side though. Like so. And here we're pushing now through the aqueduct then. The biggest challenge really is the aqueduct construction. So we're gonna have this one going then down over here. And then hopefully we can do it like so and like so. Yeah. Okay, so I can have one here. And this continues, and unfortunately this has not been fixed yet. I would love to have a solution for this, so that it makes it easier to build me my aqueduct over roads, right? And let's just find out. So this one spreads then to that side. That's possible, perfect. But for now, more important to me is the city center here. Looks like a great location for my first aqueduct cistern, with the health and fire boost we're getting out of this. And the second one, I would like to then move over here. Let's try also to keep it clean somehow. And now we can move it all the way in here, right to the cistern, right? And then we have the second one. This could be a bit more nasty. We'll just angle this to keep. There's gonna be the next cistern down here. That we can take all of this in here. Very good. And also, very important, these blocks here, right? Because those buildings might need then something from us. Alright. That's a problem. I could make it like so. We should still have a great radius. There you go. And of course, don't forget, this is only the basic range. We can increase the range then with upgrading roads, for example, greatly. So that's just the basic stuff. And then let's have this one. Yeah, probably here. Please work. Water cannot flow uphill. Yep, I was expecting this error again. That's happening when you make that in the water, right? There it is. This one works now. Though it's not entirely clean to me. There you go. The cool thing is, actually, we can continue then here with the aqueduct into this direction to have another cistern here, right? So this is entirely possible. I might just need to delete a building there. But overall, I think I'm happy with how this is turning out. And we can start now. This area we could also use then right away, but let's just see how expensive that's going to be, because the aqueduct is just ridiculously expensive. And here, once again, we do have that bog that I cannot build it blueprinted, right? So there it is. And let's go ahead and make this into a jolly good aqueduct. And just look at those costs. Might be running out of timber rather than concrete. Is it connected? Not yet. Now we have the connection. There it is. Barely, you can barely feel it, right? But we can see that it adds now 300 fire safety and 300 health safety to this area. I can also finish this really short route here, down there, right? To get this district in. And don't forget, once again, with a bit of a street upgrade, we will easily get over there. So that's something. Thinking about the street upgrades, we could queue them in now. The paved roads. And we do have armor in, by the way. So let's start with the legionaries. And get me my first legion out. This will take me 44 plebs. So that's the next tier of soldiers. And they're gonna be quite powerful. For this, however, let's upgrade a few more. And then I would like to continue with my aqueduct into this direction. Poof. And with that, this area is also now satisfied with that. And despite its huge bonuses, right, we're still having huge problems as well. But we're getting there. It's also quite paramount that we continue upgrading to tier 3, because this unlocks us more important buildings that we're gonna need. So especially here in the town center, I would like to continue with that right away. This unlocks me now the toga and the silver brooch. Or brush. And guys, around the theater, looks nice. And then we can have more Libertus upgrades over here and over here. So the inner city, as usual, gets priority here. Yep, there it is. Toga. And also the tablet or the fine glass, depending on what we want to go for. The problem is now, just as I expected, we are out of islands. This one here was my next goal now. The Sandarek was very important to us. And unfortunately, Concordia took it over, right? This is a major problem. I do not have any islands anymore. The AI settled islands way faster than I anticipated. And now we would have the money, but it's too late. I should have focused more on that. With that, we have no Sandaraks, no Murex, and no grapes, which that's gonna hurt us real bad. I might need to declare war for this island. The Mighty Legion is ready, and this time for real. We got the legions, the legionnaires, and yeah, the backbone of my army. This is gonna be. And also quite expensive. 280 they cost in upkeep and 140 when you sell them down. Cannot afford too many of them at this point. We should really also add more service buildings to my districts, like my sanctuary. That is not really giving me the biggest bonuses, but the belief and happiness boost are important. So I'm considering adding them to my city wherever possible. Back in Albion again, I would like to continue with some additional productions that we can add. So the first one is the trousers. That is something we have easily available on this island. And the other one would be then the drinking horns. They will unlock over time once we, first of all, upgrade a few more. I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade here in the city, especially a few. There you go. And with that, the drinking horn has been established now. It also needs the ox. That's a great coincidence, right? But it'll also then need my secondary island here with the tin farming or the tin yeah, production. And as you can see, now we don't need the smiths here and the wetland daub. We do have that. Luckily, we already started with a village over here to get the basics done. And yeah, besides of course adding a few more to be able to upgrade more, we need to provide at least something else, and that's the rechoose or the tunics. And since we have a good amount of marshland here available as well, I would like to of course have the rechoose as my production for this, as that is more valuable. And by the way, don't forget, we can also have a bread production in Albion without any fertility. So this is what I would like to reserve any surplus green area that we have. Right, that's one reed gatherer. We probably will need not even a ton of rechoose. So I can have me one down here and one up here to get this production finalized. And with that, we'll be able to upgrade shortly. Now let's move up here. All the way up. And have this one more there. And I think a bardic heart might also be something. Also a nice population boost coming out of this. So very important that we have this one rolling in. I like how steep it goes up there suddenly. This looks very tilted. Jumping around a bit right now, but that's unfortunately necessary. We got the first two or the next two warships finished. And we can now get them over here and start a nice patrol. Probably starting here, right? Starting here, and then we're going all the way up here this channel to probably this point. And we'll just see if those two are fine for that. This is a very important channel for us in the future, because first of all, we do have the connection now with Sanctum, but it's also the trade channel here to Albion for us, right? So there should be, there it is, my ship on its way right back to Albion with the weapons and the tiles on board. And 50 tons of weapons is fine for the first one. But for the second one, I'm going to say a minimum stock here once again of weapons in Papua of, let's say, 70 tons. That we have always something available for towers and soldiers and stuff like that. And for the tiles, I'm also going to say a minimum at least of 60. To have always room for construction. Otherwise, that trade route to Albion would deplete me of my storages. Which is not the goal. Next, researches after the paved road. Since I might need to go to war against Concordia, I would like to prepare my troops for this, and that is with an archer upgrade. So archers have 50 more morale, and we can also do an increased torching speed out of my infantry, so that we can speed up taking down defenses, because I will not be able to get catapults in for the foreseeable future. By the way, now that we have a bunch of warships, it might be worth it taking down those Queen Kareems that are roaming around. So let's try this one with the 3 that we have. Perhaps we can do it. And I would also like to continue now my expansion all the way down here to this beach area. Now with every beach area, it's super important that we have a warehouse situated there that we can use then for potential beach productions, right? And next we can have this main road going all the way down and then continuing happily and jollily with my area. This is a Medici house, so I'm considering getting this into a service area once again, right, that we can use. And then we can just, yeah, add more buildings like this one. And close this then off. This goes off into my farm area here. And then we have this. By the way, there is gonna be the next aqueduct source coming into this district then. And we might also try and pushing some of my farms with the tech that we have. So that's something we can absolutely think about. Let's close this one. Might actually... No. As this one continues down in a straight line. Then we can have more workforce. Boy, I need so much more workforce. Gonna have me a big block here. That we can add. Let's actually get rid of that, because this is a nice area for something smaller. I haven't really focused on decorations so far, because the clock is always ticking. Let's have the marketplace. We have one there already, so I will probably just need one more here, and that's it, right? For this whole area. And the same goes with the tavern. Let's have one here too. The Harbor Tavern. The local one. This one I can block off once again for some services. And then I would like to have another... Can we make it like so? Fire whisker. It's not working. I can make it like so though. There you go. Getting into a nice new district. And yeah, we will need some space here because with so many buildings you definitely need some services that we provide over there. We'll just... There we got here. Another row. And I think here we just make another block. Should be fine. Very good. We'll just see what we add here. There's still a lot of things. A sanctuary, for example, I can definitely think about. Even over here, we will need room for cistern. Stuff like that. And with that, the city continues to grow nicely over into this area now. Right? And I think in the next episode, yeah, it's going to be a bit more conflict-oriented. Because what needs to be done for the glory of Capua. We probably will need to take an island by force. Hope you enjoyed this one. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned.